Alright, so we're back. We left off where we made our interactive elements for our Lapbook. We made the base of our Lapbook, so we're going to put those to the side, and we're going to work with the pieces that we cut down to 8 inches. Remember those pieces? That's what we're going to work with right now. Let's grab one. All right, put the other one to the side in a safe place. Then we're going to grab the pieces that we removed because we're going to use those, and we're going to use our paper trimmer. Okay, I'd like you to place this piece in the paper trimmer, and I open mine up. Okay, essentially what you're going to do is remove 1/4 inch. So this should measure 1.5 inches, but I want you to bring it down to 1.25 inches. But when I do this, I can't seem to get it nice and, oh well, I'm actually getting it straight right now. I usually remove one side at a time, but it's actually doing it for me now. Good. So just place it in there. So you're not going to cut on the fold. You're going to cut opposite the fold, okay? And you want to bring this down to 1.25 inch, okay? 1.25 inch is what you want to bring it down to. So you're essentially removing just 1/4 inch, okay? Then what I'd like you to do is grab your scoring board, and I want you to place this in your scoring board. Open. Okay, I'd like you to open it. All right, and the center score line should fall roughly about at the 1.25 inch mark. Okay, I'd like you to score at at 3/4 inches. Okay, 3/4 inches will be your first score mark. Okay, and then your second score mark will be at 1.75 inches. Okay, so you're going to score at 1.75 inches. So you're going to have 3 score marks. You're going to have the score mark that you made at 3/4 inches. You're going to have the score line that was actually the fold, and then a third score mark which was made at 1.75 inches. Okay, you're going to do the same exact thing to the other one, and I've already done that. Okay, just like so. And now what I'd like you to do is fold on your score marks, of course. Fold, accordion fold them, okay? I like to accordion fold. Essentially what we're doing is creating a hidden hinge. One hidden hinge, okay? That's all we're doing right here. Just like we do a hidden hinge binding system, but we're only making one. So what I'd like you to do is open that back up. I'd like you to grab some 1/2 inch tape. You need the 1/2 inch and 1/4 or whatever you use. On the 2 outside flaps, I want you to place a strip of tape on the 2 outside ones, okay? 1/2 inch tape. Okay, just like that. See that? Man, why is this so terrible today? Ah, there we go. And then you see the 2 1/2 inch spaces right there? I want you to place a strip of 1/4 inch tape on one of those only. Just one, not on both. Just one. Just like so. So you should have 3 strips of tape, one on the 2 outside spaces and one right smack in the center of that 1/2 inch space. Okay? I'd like you to remove the tape from that 1/2 inch space, that 1/4 inch strip of tape that you just placed there. And I'd like you to remove the tape backing, and then I'd like you to glue those 2 1/2 inch spaces to, man, this is not good. Hold on. Too much glare. Where shall I stand? Okay. So I want you to glue those 2 1/2 inch spaces together. No more filming at night, guys, I promise. Only during the day. Okay? And then what you're left with is a hinge, a hidden hinge, and 2 flaps. Alright? Flaps are very important to the hidden hinge binding system. Flaps are what actually anchor the hidden hinge binding system to your project. Flaps are what stabilize the hidden hinge binding system to your project. All right, you need it. All right, and I'll show you how to line this all up. And you guys are in for a treat because the December daily, the album, the envelope and card style will have the hidden hinge binding system. So we'll go through it in complete detail and we'll get you familiar with the correct way of using the hidden hinge binding system. All right. So you're going to do the same thing to the other one. So you're going to remove that 1/4 inch tape and you're going to stick those 2 1/2 inch flaps together. That's it. See that? And you've got yourself a mini hidden hinge. All right, you have 2 of those, 1 and 1. And just like with the hidden hinge binding system, I want you to now go ahead and apply double-sided tape to the hinge, all right, on either side, a strip on both sides of the hinge. So I like to use 1/4 inch tape for that. And I place it right in the middle of that 1/2 inch space, okay, right smack in the middle. Not close to the fold, not close to the edge, right in the middle. Okay, just like so. And it looks like I'm running out of tape. Got to grab another one, I'm sure. Do the same thing to the other one. Just like so. And I think that's all she wrote. Yep, that's it. Let's grab another roll of the 1/4 inch tape. This is score tape for anybody who's wondering what double-sided tape I'm using. It's my fave. And it's my fave because you can tear it with your hands. Okay, that's why it's my fave. Because I used to love the red line tape, and I still do. It's a fantastic tape. But this one, you can tear it with your hands, and these pieces don't stick to you. There's no static on them. So now that you've applied the tape, all right, I've got to figure out where I'm going to stand here so I can get this right. Okay, so here's the tape, and you can't see that at all. That is a problem. I may have to record this again. What I'd like you to do is grab your scissors and taper. Okay, so right here at the corner of the hinge, I'd like you to go ahead and taper from the fold up, okay? And do the same thing on the opposite side. From the fold up. Again, do the same thing. Right from that fold and taper. And that's it. That's all there is to it. So you should have the back side complete covered in tape with 2 strips of tape. This is not good. With 2 strips of tape, just like you can see, hopefully right here. There we go. There it is. And then we're going to take the base of our book, which is this piece right here, our Lapbook base. All right. Actually, when I hold it down, you can see it. When I hold it up is the problem, maybe. Let's see. There it goes. Yeah, that may be it. Or maybe it was me putting this down here. Who knows? All right, guys. So what we're going to do is right on the fold of our Lapbook, on the 2 outside flaps, okay, the 2 outside flaps, that's where you're going to stick this hidden hinge binding system. All right, so this center fold on the binding system should line up with this fold right here, okay, because what's going to happen is that when you fold it, that's where it needs to land, okay, right there. That's exactly where it needs to land. You can taper these edges if you want as well, and I recommend that you do that. So when you're matting, you get a really nice clean piece. And that also helps you line everything up. So taper. Okay, see that? I think it helps when you have the back piece there. So that works a lot better. So go ahead and taper. Right here and right here. Let's get rid of this. And now, so you see this nice little point that formed here? It's the point that you're going to line up with the crease in your in your lap book. Okay, that's it. And you're going to stick it down. So you're going to line up that crease with this point and stick. So let's go ahead and remove the tape backing. And what this is going to give you is a place for you to add something to. All right, you can continue adding and adding and building and building. So let's go ahead and line that up. And once I get a good alignment, I'm going to secure this side down so it won't move. And then I will worry about this side. Whoopsie. And I think that's okay. You're going to line that up. Fold your hinge in both directions. And now you're going to fold this flap. You're going to get a little bit of resistance, but go ahead and fold. Okay, fold, 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 because what you did was add 2 layers here. So you're bound to get a bit of resistance, but just go ahead and make it fold. You can grab your bone folder and reinforce that fold even further. And after a little bit of wear, it will stay in its place. Okay, and now open it and do the same thing to the other side. You're going to attach this one right here, right in that fold. So let's go ahead and remove the tape backing, and let's secure that in place. Okay. And again, so this little corner right here helps me line it all up. So I'm going to go ahead and line up that corner with the fold. And I'm going to secure that right there. And then this side, I'm going to line it up. And if you get a little bit of overhang because you probably didn't line it up perfectly here, just cut it off. I got like just the tiniest bit of overhang there that's really bothering me. So I'm just going to snip it off. That's it. And that's it. Burnish with your hands or with your bone folder. Fold your hinge in both directions. Okay, just like that. Loosen that paper up. Loosen it up. On the other side, same thing. So here's a little feel for those of you who are not familiar with the hidden hinge binding system, a little feel of how it works, except that you create a really long piece for an album. Okay? With gussets and the whole 9 yards. Alright, so now that we've massaged that, and oh, I forgot to fold this one. Let's make this one fold. There you go. Let's go ahead and burnish for a nice fold. And over here. Beautiful. Alright, now what we're going to do is put this to the side once again. And we're going to grab these pieces, the actual file folders. You should have 2 pieces. What I'd like you to do is create some more pocket hinges. These all measure, every single one of them, you're going to need 4 of them. They measure 1.5 inches by 6, and you're scoring right down the middle at 3¼ inches, okay? 3/4 of an inch. At 3/4 of an inch, all right? You're going to place double-sided tape on either side of that score line. All right, let's bring it down here. Let's see. Yep, there it is. On either side of that score line. And that's it. And you're going to create yourself a pocket hinge. You can go ahead and taper if you wish, but you don't have to in this case because the hinge is smaller than the actual pocket. Alright, but all you need is 6 inches. It's plenty. So what I want you to do is remove the tape backing. I want you to line the paper hinge up with the bottom. Okay, with the very bottom, with the straight edge. Line it up, stick it down, and that's it. Then I want you to do the same thing to the other side. Remove the tape backing and stick it down on this other side right here. So line it up with the straight edge and stick it down. I'm so glad that so many of you are excited about this project and are joining me. So now you're going to layer this piece on top. All you have to do here is make sure that everything lines up and that you're layering it. You have your tab position in the correct side. That's all that's important here. So I like to line everything up at the bottom and then just bring it up. Just like that. Alright, and you've got yourself something that looks like this. Okay? And again, we could have sealed this, but that's not cool. And it wouldn't work with the hidden hinge binding system because I would have had to make my hinge a lot smaller to fit in the inside available space. Okay? So now let's grab that other section, that other file folder that we prepped earlier, and we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to grab one side. We're going to attach our pocket hinges or our pocket tabs, whatever you want to call them. Line up the straight edge of the hinge with the straight edge of the file folder. And stick it down. On the other side, same deal. Let's go ahead and do that. And stick it down, people. Let's see. Right here. Line that up. Line everything up. Nice and pretty. Now let's put our other side on. And that goes just like this. So I like to, again, line up at the bottom. It's just easier for me. You guys work however is easiest for you. And then follow through to the top and secure it. Just like that. And you've got two file folders. Back again. Let's get rid of this tape backing. Now, we're going to attach these file folders to our hidden hinges. And do you see all the magic happening now, guys? Do you see this all coming together? Alright? Hopefully it's all coming together for you all. So this one, you can pick and choose wherever you want to put it. One will go on this side. In this hinge, you will insert it in there. Okay? And then this one will go on this side. Well, you got to make sure they're going in the right direction. Alrighty. Oh, I guess this way. I must have put my file folders on wrong, but I can live. So what I'm going to do is do this one this way and this one this way. Okay, perfect. So just stick them in there. So you're going to remove the tape backing. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and remove that tape backing from both sides. This is very simple to attach pages to your hidden hinge. You're going to open up your page, or in this case your file folder, and you're going to insert the hinge into the file folder. Okay? Just go ahead and insert it. The way that this is sized, it doesn't let your page go all the way flush to the bottom, because what's going to happen is that your page will stand straight up and down. So what I like to do is kind of line up my page with my project and then secure it. So I like to secure it when it's in the folded position. Okay, it's typically what I like to do. Just like that. Because what that does is give you perfect spacing in between your hinge and your page so that your page is not sticking straight up and down. Okay? So that's what I like to do. So then you're going to do the same thing on this side. Alright, you're going to remove the tape backing. Come on. And on this side, you're going to remove the tape backing. And you're going to insert your hinge into the page, or your page into the hinge, however you want to do it. It's up to you. There is no right or wrong way. Alright, you want to kind of fold that page as best you can without sticking it down. And you want to fold it over and then stick. Okay, that's it, and that's what it looks like. So now you have this and this, and of course this needs a closure. Okay, but that's what you have, and I love that it opens up flat. You have a file folder on this side and then a file folder on this side. Of course, we got to create our centerpiece here. But now on the backs of these file folders right here, what you're going to do is attach these ones. One goes here, okay, just like so. That gets attached there, or however you want to attach it. If you want the tab going this way, you can. If you want it going this way, you can. Just bring that flap to the back. I want it that way. And if you want this one going, come on, this way you can, absolutely. And I screwed up my pocket over here, as you can see. So I have to glue mine down a little further down, which I can live with. I'll just mat right there. Okay, I can totally live with that. Otherwise, I have to cut. Let's see. Yep, I'll just glue it further down right there. And I can totally live with that. Doesn't matter to me. Okay, so essentially, what you want on the back side is this side of the file folder right here. See that? When you open it up, you want that. Not when you open it up, you want that. That should be on the outside. So I was supposed to glue it the other way around when I glued them together. But I'm not changing it. I'm going to live with it. So what I want to do now is, with the tab in the folded position, okay, you want to have that tab in the folded position. You want to go ahead and apply your double-sided tape. Just to one side of the tab only. Okay, both sides. This one, let me be careful with, because I'll screw it up again. So you want to make sure your tabs are going in the opposite direction. Okay? And that's it. You can go ahead and taper if you'd like. Taper and taper. The reason why I taper is so when I'm actually applying pattern paper, you don't see any of the underlying mechanism. Alright, you won't see the tab or the flap. Alright, so let's stick this down. Let's make this work. So if I wanted to be consistent, I would stick this down right here just like I would do the other one. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to stick it down right here at the straight point of the file folder, so I can be consistent with my other side. And all I will do is mat that, and Kathy can live with that. Okay, so can you see what I'm doing here? So you can notice there's a little dip in the file folder. That's my starting point, okay? That is my starting point, that little dip. So you just want to make sure that you line everything up really pretty. And I have to flip mine around in all different positions so I can line mine up nice and pretty, because I don't like it when things are crooked. Okay, so starting right there, and hopefully that is straight. Okay, and that looks good. That's the little flap thing you got going on there. And then this side, same deal, right there, and stick it down. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Where's my craft knife? And right here. And now let's stick that down. And let me turn this around once again so I can get a good position. And starting at that, straight edge, and following through to the other side. Alright guys, so this is done. This is the construction. Now what we're going to do is add some pockets wherever we want to. Alright, that's all there is to it. So that folds over, ta-da, ta-da. Done. Your Lapbook, scrapbook is pretty much done. Alright, that's the big construction. The last thing to do is to add the center pocket, and you're done. But you can stop at whatever point. Let's say if you were making a December daily, you can stop if you wanted to. Alright, so we already took care of this. So there's one last prepping to do for this, And we're going to do it right now. So let's close our Lapbook. All right, and let's grab our scoring board really quickly. And what I'd like you to do is score this piece, place it in your scoring board, all right? And you're going to score a little deep here. All right, score a little deep. Put the straight edge because it's easier to find your scoring pattern. A little deep because you kind of want to go through both layers. You're going to score at a ½ inch. Half inch. Okay, both sides. ½ inch. Hold that paper. Make sure you're getting a good score line. Definitely on that ½ inch mark. Whoopsie. Don't let that paper slide. And score. If you want to flip it over to the other side and score at the ½ inch, by all means, go right ahead. Just please follow the scoring pattern. Don't. You kind of fall off the grid when you do that, so I may recommend against that. So essentially just scoring at a ½ inch on both sides. Okay? Then what I'd like you to do is open this up. Right here in the center fold, I'd like you to taper. So you're going to cut a triangle piece right in that fold. So you're going to taper on both sides of the fold. All right, and you're going to remove that section. You're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Remove that section. All right, just like so. Then what I'd like you to do is open this file folder. I'd like you to fold on the score lines on the straight edge opposite the file folder side or the tab side. So I'd like you to fold those tabs in, all right, toward you or toward the center. Then I'd like you to grab your double-sided tape and I'd like you to apply double-sided tape to the flaps, just like I'm doing right now. Flaps must be in the folded position, okay? Just like so. See that? Now what I want you to do is remove the tape backing and stick it down, just like that. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's remove the tape backing and let's stick it down. Alrighty, just like so. Nice and centered. Okay, then what I'd like you to do is apply tape to these flaps right here. Alright, 1/4 inch tape would be great. So go ahead and apply tape to those flaps. And then these over here. And then what I'd like you to do is fold your flaps toward the back. Alright, so you should have something that looks like this. And then remember this little piece that we saved? I want you to cut it to this length, which is 8 5/8 of an inch. Alright, do that for me, please. I believe it's 8 5/8 of an inch. Let's double check. It is. I'm going to cut it just a little under. Then I want you to apply some tape. Oop, let's do ½ inch to both sides. All right, so this is a hinge. Remember that piece that we cut off? So 8 5/8 of an inch. Apply tape to both sides. Man, I got my tape crooked. And then what I want you to do is apply it right down, to stick it right down here. Okay? So remove the tape backing from one side and stick it right down. And typically I would seal the bottom of this pocket with wet glue, but being that this is file folder material and it's really heavy and it may get lots of action, I don't want it to rip up with the glue. So I decided to put a little hinge on the bottom to create the pocket. Alright, so all you're going to do is remove the center tape first. Secure those tabs, just like that. Okay, now remove these tabs. And now you're going to stick this down to that center portion of the file folder. See how that looks right there? Okay. So let's open this up. all the way to the center. This fits perfectly smack in the center. It creates a pocket. It stabilizes this center portion right here because we've got a crease going on here. Let's try to undo that crease a little bit with our bone folder. Okay. And that's it. So make sure this is flat when you're sticking this down. It fits perfectly in the space. Okay. Perfectly in the space. It's a little smaller than the space. And that's a must. If it goes from end to end, your book will not close properly. Okay. So there you have it. And it's sealed beautifully at the bottom. You've got a pocket right here and you've got a pocket back here. Okay. So now this all gets matted, but that is in the next episode. That will be in day 2. So everyone, create your Lapbook December daily book, and I will catch you in the next segment or the next video for the pockets. All right, and when we start making the pockets, that's when all the magic begins to happen. Why? Because that's when we get to use the pattern paper, which is the fun stuff. All right, you will be using cardstock for this. Okay, see, after you get some wear, it actually closes, but it's fresh, and that paper needs to those fibers need to break a little bit there in order for this to close beautifully. All right, so we're going to create some pockets. All right, these pockets you see right here on this file folder and on the sides. So we're going to do all of that in the next video. All right, so have fun creating this portion of your lap book. Look at how stable that pocket makes it. Doesn't tend to fold in. All right, so you should have this. Open it up. You should have file folder, right? File folder. Fun little flaps over here. And of course, we're going to do some stuff here. And flaps over here. And not flaps, sorry, pocket right here. Okay? So have fun. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.